Good morning. Now we are going to see about the process concept in operating system. Process means a program that is in execution is known as the process. The process execution must be done in sequential order. A process can be defined as an entity which represents the basic unit of work to be implemented in the system. That is, a program that we return can be converted as a process when it is in execution. The components of the process. There are four components: stack, heap, data, and the text. The program code also is called as a test section. The stack that contains the temporary data during the time of the execution. It contains function parameters, return address, local variable, etc. The data section contains the static as well as the global variables. The heap contains the dynamically allocated memory during the time of runtime. Process state. The process can be in any one of the state. That is, it can change the state during the time of execution. When the process is newly created, it can be in the new state. Next state is the ready state. If the process is waiting for the processor and it's ready for the execution, then we can say it is in the ready state. Running means the instructions of the process can be executed by the program. Waiting means during the time of the execution, the process may be where wanted some input and output variables. That is known as the some event, and it may go to that event, and that waiting should be completed. Then it may be returned to the running state. Finally, the state is the terminated state. The terminated state means the process has finished the execution. PCB. PCB means process control block. It is a data structure. It's maintained for each and every process by the operating system. The information of the each and every process is known as the task control block. In the PCB, so many informations are present. The first one is the process number. The process number means for each and every process, an ID is given by the OS. That is known as process number. Next, process state. Previously, we have seen 5 states. The process may be in any one of the state during the time of the execution. That state is mentioned in the process state. And program counter. If program is a collection of instruction, there may be so many instruction, and the instruction is executed step by step. Sometimes during the time of functions, it may be switch over the functions, and after the completion of the function, it may return to the current point in the main program. Okay, and in program counter, the address of the next instruction to be executed is stored. It's a register. And CPU registers, the CPU registers contain all the process centric register and CPU scheduling informations. There are so many scheduling algorithms used by the CPU during the time of execution. And now the current process use which type of scheduling? It's mentioned in the CPU scheduling informations. Memory management informations, the memory management, that is memory allocated to the process, it stored in that. Accounting information, the CPU used, clock, time, elapsed since start, time limits, all the informations are stored in the accounting informations. And IO status informations, the input and output devices, which are allocated to the process, and which files are currently used by the process, and number of files, data is read, all the informations are stored in the IO status informations. This is the CPU switch from process to process. That is, here are two process P0 and process P1. The CPU take over any one of the process and it start the execution, and it may leave the process in ideal state during the sum of some work. The operating system will allocate any one of the process to the CPU for execution. When one process is allocated, the other process sit idle, and sometimes the two processes sit idle for at the time of saving the state of the PCB. Process P0 maintain the PCP0 and process P1 maintain the PCP1. The data entered in the PCB is modified during the time of execution. It's done by the operating system only. Process scheduling, that is, the process are stored in the memory and it's given to the CPU during the time of execution. The process scheduler select the processor for next execution on the CPU. For that, it maintains 3 queues: job queue, ready queue, and device queue. All the process first entered the system is maintained in the job queue. And ready queue means that is residing in the main memory and waiting for the execution. Device queue means the process that is waiting for the IO devices. It's all stored in the device queue. These 3 queues are maintained by the operating system during the time of the execution. It may select any one of the job from the queue and it's allot the CPU for the execution. The queues are maintained in this order only, that is in the linked list data structure method. Each and every PCB has one pointer and the pointer is connected to the next PCB also. Likewise, here first one is the ready queue. In the ready queue, there are 2 PCBs, that is 2 process 7 and process 2 are connected, and the head is pointed to the first one, and from the first the second one is pointed, the tail points to the second one. Next, magnetic tape 1 and magnetic tape 0, these 2 are empty, there is no jobs are connected. And disk, there are 3 jobs are connected, 3, 14 and 6. Here the PCBs are connected one by one, and whenever we need it, the first one is selected and the job is done and it's moved on to the next one. Likewise, it's have all the jobs in a queue manner. The process scheduling is done by this diagram only. That is, first one is the ready queue. The square mentioned are the queues, and the round circle one mentioned as the processing done there. In the ready queue, all the processes are stored, and from the ready queue, the CPU take the process and it's execute one by one, and if completed, then it's exited out. During the time of execution, if any one of the process needed the IO request or its time slice expired. Suppose it take the time sharing algorithm, the time may be expired during the time of execution. That type of process is stored there. And fork a child during the time of executing a parent child, it may be in the completion of the child process completion. So it move on to the child process, and if there any interrupt occur, it may move on to the wait for an interrupt. Okay, these queues are maintained during the time of the process movement. From that queue, it's move on to the IO queue, and IO queue there it's complete the IO process and next move on to the ready queue. And time slice expired means if the process completed in allocated time, then there is some more time for completion is needed, so it's move on to the ready queue. And fork a child means if a child process is want to be executed, it's move on to the child execution, and after that completion it move on to the ready queue for the parent execution. And if any interruption occur during the time of a execution, the interruption is handled, and after the interruption is completed, it move on to the ready queue. From the ready queue only the CPU take the process for execution. Schedulers. There are 3 types of schedulers: short term, long term, and the middle term. Short term means CPU scheduler. Here the processes are executed next and allocated to the CPU. Here the short term scheduler is invoked in the multi-seconds only. Long term means job scheduler. Here the process is brought into the ready queue for the execution. It's maybe in seconds and minutes. It's a degree of multi-programming. That is, the programs, more than one program can be stored here. In the long-term scheduler, the process can be stored as a mixed format, that is IO bound as well as CPU bound. If the IO bound means if the process spend more time for IO than the computation, then we can say that process is IO bound. CPU bound means the process spend more time during the time of computation, then we can say is the CPU bound. Long term means it's in the process mix only, it's good for survive. And medium term scheduler means so degree of multiple programming needs to be degrees. Okay, if the process removes from the memory stored on disk, bring back in from the disk to continue execution, then swapping must be done, and that is the medium term scheduler. That is, from the ready queue, if the process move on to the CPU, and if there is some complications, that is some interruption or time elapsed, it's something happened and the process is not completed, means then it can be moved from the CPU and it's move on to the ready queue. At that time the swapping is done, that is from the memory it's move on to the secondary memory. That time that is done in the medium term scheduler. Context switch. Context switch means That is, the CP switches from one process to another process. That is the context switch. Okay, whenever it do the context switch, it say the state of the old process and load the new process for the processing. Okay, context of a process is represented in the PCP. Context sometimes is overhead because the system does not know useful work while switching. That is, the time wasting is mostly done in the context switch. Thank you.